Timothy Gormley, discussing an article on the Canadian maple syrup industry. Canada is the largest trading partner with the US. As you can see, it's comparable to the European Union and significantly in excess of China, Mexico, and Japan. Therefore, understanding how we trade with Canada and how Canada works is a critical issue for the international business student. The maple syrup industry in Canada, Quebec specifically, is controlled by a federation. It regulates the supply of maple syrup in Quebec, and it primarily does this by regulating interactions with producers and the distributors that supply the majority of the product to the world market. Here you can see the world market is dominated by Canada. It is 75% of the world market, and almost all of the maple syrup in Quebec is targeted for export. And therefore, the regulation by this federation is the mechanism by which production is controlled in the province. And the province controls the lion's share of production in Canada. You can think of the FPAQ as the OPEC of the North, and Quebec as the Saudi Arabia of maple syrup production. It dwarfs the other provinces, and almost all of it goes to export to the world market and the United States. And with this great market share power comes great, well, if not responsibility, at least great power. The Federation can monitor the property of farmers, seize private property, requisition power bills to make sure that they're not using energy to increase their supply, and they can even station security guards. And this causes conflict. There's over 1,000 standing applicants for new producers waiting for quotas for assignment. New product is suppressed, and the free market is circumvented, and this causes the inflation of prices. The counterposition is that this is necessary. Before the FPAQ in 1996, there was no uniform quality. There were wide price fluctuations, booms and busts. Think of the pre-depression farm economy in the United States. There was significant price competition, and this is problematic for a business of scale. The FPAQ was a solution which matched Canadian and Quebecois sensibilities. There were collective valuations, and these were balanced more heavily over individual rights and interests. Provincial jurisdiction was preeminent over civil issues, and there was less free market valuation. More emphasis on central planning. The FPAQ resulted in problems, though, and they were either inherent or derived. Loss of market share to extra-provincial competition and the world and US competition, legal and social challenges, and even theft. There was a dramatic theft of approximately 25% of their strategic reserve. But the dominant issue is the loss of market share. Production in Quebec is relatively stagnant, even slightly declining over the past few years, whereas foreign competition, primarily from the US, is increasing, causing a roughly 6% decline in Canadian or Quebec market share from about 75 to 69%. There's a similar pattern of other protected products in Canada: dairy, poultry, eggs, the energy sector, Hydro-Quebec, the energy production and oil production in the West, and liquor. And the result is higher prices to local consumers and decreased international exports and competitiveness. And supporting articles are cited. And here you can see the resultant pressure from abroad. U.S. production has approximately doubled in Vermont and Maine, the two principal competitors for Quebec. There's other minor players too, but they're all increasing, New York and others, typically wherever you have maple trees. In addition to pressure from abroad, there's rebellion at home. Local producers chafe at the control of the Federation, and they desired their own control over their product, and they desire to increase their production unregulated by the Federation. Consequently, there's a rebellion of about 25% of the maple syrup producers there. But this is an issue that relates broadly to the flattening of the world market for all exportable commodities. And maple syrup is simply indicative of a particular Canadian problem, and it's a problem shared by others.